Hey friends, welcome to Dr. J Vibes. It has been a rainy few days here, rainy and stormy and dark and cloudy. Right? We get to see all kind of days, right? So this is one of those days here for last couple of days. Maybe another few days. It looks like whole next week is going to be probably similar. We have to see. So anyway, today I'm talking about a homeopathic topic as usual in the weekends, Saturdays, Sundays, right? So this information as usual helps you to present yourself to a homeopath well enough so that you will be helped best possible way with a treatment plan. That's the idea. So as we discussed in previous videos, you will be prescribed homeopathics, right? Homeopathic medicines, remedies, whatever you call them. You will be prescribed based on characteristics, rare, strange, uncommon, peculiar symptoms. You remember last few weeks we have been going through this subject, and totality of symptoms and signs. That's how you are prescribed when you see a homeopathic physician, a doctor, right? But what happens in homeopathy treatment, often even the best medicines are given time to time, many times they only produce temporary relief, or even the best relief relapses, right? So after a very diligent and deep research by the founder of homeopathic system of medicine, Dr. Samuel Hahnemann from Germany, back in his days, right, in 16th century, 17th century, those days, what he discovered, he was genius, a brilliant physician. So what he discovered, there are three deeper tendencies, deeper sources of disturbances, chronic reaction modes. They are called CRMs, chronic reaction modes. The reasons for that happening, which happening, even though you are prescribed the best medicine based on your characteristic symptoms, your totality of symptoms, a deeper homeopathic understanding, sometimes they only give partial result. Even if it gives total result, sometimes it relapses. You are developing the original problem one more time again. So Hahnemann, he discovered, he himself, later on it has been proved by, for centuries now, for thousands and thousands of physicians, practitioners, they found same thing. Now what happens, there are the three different deeper tendencies, deeper sources of disturbances. They are deep, right? Much deeper than your health problem, whatever the problem you are approaching your homeopath for. Now that problem itself is superficial. It could be a peptic ulcer, it could be bronchial asthma, or it could be eczema, or it could be any sort of disturbance, central nervous system problem, anything, psychiatric problem, could be anything. But all these problems still, even though they have deeper pathologies, back then even Hahnemann, centuries ago, he discovered there are even deeper disturbances within our economy. There are tendencies, there are sources of disturbances. In the modern recent days, they called it chronic reaction modes. There are reaction modes within our system, within our economy, within our bodily systems, right? for that happening, for that relapse. They found it. They found the magic, right? Now, they identified these three disturbances, right? Three. We will go into them, right? We will go into deeper into one of them. Another two in coming weeks, right? But we go into them. So these disturbances are due to suppressed diseases, not now, not even our parents' generation, probably not even in our grandparents' generation, but ages ago. It is running through the genes, DNA, and all the latest modern understanding, the biology, genetics. It actually proves these tendencies carry forward with us, right? Before all this modern science, those back in those days, Dr. Hahnemann, he, with his pure wisdom and understanding, the guy is so genius. He discovered there are three basic tendencies. Later on, the modern day physicians, the scientists, they added few more to them, to that list, at least two more. But three basic traits, tendencies, disturbances within our system, they actually come from one of the reasons, suppressed diseases by our ancestors, our four great grandparents, right? Those generations, humanity in general, whatever they have suppressed, it was not properly treated, cured, but suppressed. Whatever methods available back in those days, that suppression, it becomes a inherited predisposition within us, right? We will go into these are little deeper topics, my friend, but we will be touching these subjects again and again over hundreds and thousands of videos. If you follow these videos on a regular basis, my friends, the whole idea again of doing these videos is to develop homeopathic awareness among my friends community, right? I do my inspirational videos Tuesdays and Thursdays, right? A lot of our friends, they like to watch inspirational, right? I go outside, walk and talk some inspiration. So a lot of people tend to attract to our videos, right? But whoever are coming into our family, YouTube family, and in the weekends with my background, homeopathic physician as a doctor, with all my 3-4 decades of experience in the profession, I'm trying to bring that as some awareness for all our friends. They understand what is the scope of homeopathy, as well as what they need to know, bring into their awareness when they consult a homeopath. Locally, I encourage them to see a homeopath locally. So with this understanding, you will be able to better present yourself, right? So that your homeopath can help you best possible way. So these tendencies, three tendencies, we will get into them, right? They are like a groove, a fault within our system, within our economy. That's how they described it, right? So these are called in Greek, Latin, they are called Psora, number 1, syphilis, number 2, psychosis, number 3. As you hear again and again these words, you will remember them, easy words. Psora, syphilis, psychosis, these are ancient Greek, Latin vocabulary words. They described, they used these words for these three tendencies our body has. It inherited these tendencies, right? So let's look at number 1. It is Psora today. Okay? So what is Psora? Psora is a tendency to underfunction lack of heat and reaction in our body. So all our functions, we have functions in the body, right? Digestive function, respiratory function, ENT, ear, nose, throat, there are all functions, brain function, nervous system function, locomotor, we have joints and we can walk and all that stuff, right? These are all functions, functional systems we call them. All these functions are under condition. They are under function state of under function. Lack of reaction, lack of heat, they call it. Because you are lacking that heat, you are lacking the minimal reaction, your body needs to produce some reaction, right? But it is not producing enough reaction, so it has lower functions. Best example to tell in this modern day is hypothyroid, right? Often we hear that. Maybe you have a family member or somebody you know, hypothyroid, right? So thyroid function is at lower levels, right? It causes laziness, sluggishness, dull feeling, all those symptomatology, right? So this is one of the best examples for psoric trait. They are called them traits, conditions, miasms. The miasm, the Psora, right? Name miasm. It comes from Greek and Latin vocabulary. So we are talking today just a little bit about Psora, the number one miasm, the tendency. Out of 3 tendencies we have, besides whatever problem we are developing, some disease, some problem we are developing, we are going and seeing a homeopath. They can help you, right? So they used to give just some medicine for that condition, depending based on your characteristic symptoms, totality of symptoms, which we described in previous videos. If you haven't watched them, I highly encourage you go and watch those homeopathic videos. I am doing at least one video every weekend, right? So please do watch, develop some understanding why you need to know all this stuff, this material. The better you understand yourself as a person who is seeking some help from a homeopath, the better you understand. When you go and see them, you will better able to explain your problem to your practitioner. They will do the best job. They will elicit everything out of you. But if you have that awareness already, you will have a great time in your consultation, right? Now that's the whole idea of me doing all these homeopathic videos. Okay, my friends? So what is Psora? Psora is a tendency to underfunction, lack of heat, reaction, slowness in our nature, in our body, right? It comes with lots of skin problems. That is one of the main features of Psora miasm as per homeopathic system of medicine, right? Skin problems, scabies, itch is the main thing, itch. For example, before you develop any problems in very early childhood, you probably developed some itch, to begin with. We all developed some itch. So that was the first disturbance within our system, right? Now it falls under Psora, psoric miasm, psoric trait, right? Skin problems, scabies, itch, seasonal allergies, all kind of allergies, discharges easily from weather changes, slight cold weather, right? Weather is changing from summer to winter to some rainy season or whatever, right? As we are switching seasons, we are very sensitive. This is all because of psoric miasm as per homeopathic understanding, right? So your doctor, your practitioner looks at, is Psora is dominant in you? When they know that, when they identify, they will be able to, besides the medicines selected based on your characteristics, totality of symptoms, there are miasmatic constitutional homeopathy medicines, they may be given as intercurrent, means in between those medicines, as a follow-up medicine, as a complementary medicine. We go into all these ideas in the later videos. Okay? So seasonal allergies, problems with digestion, assimilation, elimination. So these are all functional disturbances. Psora is all about what? Functional disturbances, right? So problems with digestion, assimilation, elimination, you are having problems, right? So these are very mild. Psora means very mild, not too serious, not too deep, right? There are other miasms which we talk in the coming weeks. So this is the foundational miasm, foundational our body tendency, a deeper tendency for a homeopath to observe with your help, with your cooperation, because you will be able to present with this understanding, you will be able to better present yourself to your practitioner. Okay, my friends? So when you have psoric trait within our system, we are always struggling, anxieties, right? Dysimmunosia, the modern terminology, immunosia, right? Dysimmunosia means immune system is weak, lacking in immunity, all right? Altered immune response, not a proper immune response. Something is happening, your immunity, boom, comes up and protects you, right? But here it is a altered immune response, slow, sluggish, dysimmunosia, right? So again, medicines, when you have psoric trait, with your help, your physician, your practitioner will select medicines again based on symptoms, not only characteristic symptoms, totality of signs and symptoms we discussed earlier, but beyond that, because of this understanding of miasm, your bodily nature, which is psoric in this case, when he understands, so he selects medicines based on not only the symptomatology but potential to address the underlying psoric miasm. Okay, my friends? So some of the medicines that address psoric miasm, just to give you some examples. Okay, my friends, there are lots of dozens and dozens of medicines that address psoric miasm, but just a very common, a few medicines names sorinum. It comes under nosodes. We will go into all these topics in the future videos. What is nosodes, right? What is vegetable kingdom? What is animal kingdom? What is mineral kingdom? How nosodes are prepared? How sarcodes are prepared? We will go into that sort of understanding so that you will have a very good understanding about homeopathy when you see your homeopath, right? So these are some of the medicines. Sorinum, sulfur, again same sulfur, the chemical, but prepared in a homeopathical way. Graphitis, lycopodium, right? Beretta carb. I note down just a few examples here. So some of the examples for psoric miasm. So what we are talking today, despite your homeopath gives the best possible medicine in your first consultation or second consultation, sometimes it takes a couple of consultations to look at your all characteristics and totality of signs and symptoms, right? As per our previous videos we discussed it. So they select a medicine, excellent remedy, it's given, then it produces only a partial result, or it might produce complete result. You got excellent result, but you come back and say, hey doc, I'm back again, back to previous state, I have my problem again as usual. So it relapses. So then what happened after careful study by the founder ages ago, he himself discovered this. Our body has some tendencies. He called them miasms. Miasm is a Greek, Latin vocabulary word. Miasms means our bodily tendencies in a way, predispositions, right? He discovered three predispositions. One is called Psora, another is psychosis, the other one is syphilis. Psora, syphilis, and psychosis. But today we are discussing just a little bit about Psora. So you develop that understanding. What is Psora? What sort of symptomatology Psora exhibits? When you understand this, just a little bit, okay, my friend? Then you go and see your homeopath, your physician. With this understanding, you will be able to better present, and you and your homeopath will be on same page, so to speak. You understand what he is trying to do when he probes some questions at you. Okay, he is trying to see if I have psoric trait, miasm in me, right? And you will be able to better cooperate. That's the purpose of these videos, okay, my friends? So let's go little more into some manifestations of psoric miasm, Psora. So let's go skin manifestations. What sort of skin manifestations if you have psoric miasm active within your body? By the way, psoric miasm is active in everybody and everybody. As soon as we come out of mother's womb, probably very first thing we present psoric miasm, psoric tendencies within our body, okay? So in the skin conditions, chronic itch, as we said earlier, eruptions, eczema, rashes. Now all these skin conditions, they are the safety valve for internal diseases. In homeopathy, in general medicine as well, you doctors may tell you, skin disease actually in general is a protective of deeper internal health problems, a digestive or respiratory or any other deeper endocrinology, immune system, any deeper health conditions. You rather have skin condition, it is safe, it is just on the skin. You might have some itch or some burning or whatever, but your internal organs are hale and healthy. So they call it safety valve. All this psoric miasm is a safety valve for deeper internal diseases, right? So this is about skin manifestation. Let's look at physical sensations. Intense burning, painful itching, again itch, right? They aggravate by the warmth in general. You have a blanket over or have a warm water shower or something, washing face with warm water. If you have a problem around these areas, skin problem or anything, it aggravates, right? Physical sensations. Functional disturbances. Let's look at what sort of functions. Inconsistent, hypersensitive reactions throughout the body. Because remember, Psora is all about functional disturbances. There is not much structural damage here. We discuss structural damages in other miasms, other bodily tendencies in the coming weeks. But here in the Psora, it's not much structural, but this is only functional disturbances, right? So that's why all the functions are inconsistent. They are not consistent. One day your digestion is okay, another day you have a little difficulty. You can't digest what you had for lunch or breakfast, right? You have difficulty with passing out bowels, right? Number 2, right? So inconsistencies, they are not regular. Hypersensitive reactions throughout body, hypersensitive. For example, you get little cold, drought or wind, suddenly you feel you got an attack of flu or cold or coryza, right? Or asthmatic attack, very slight sensitive wind or cold weather. So these are psoric reactions. Because you have psoric tendency so dominant in you, But again, psoric tendency is far better than other couple of tendencies we will discuss in the coming weeks. You rather be in the psoric tendency, all of us, right? Because particularly when you have skill manifestations, you are protecting deeper internal organs. So let's look at what sort of mental emotional disturbances psoric miasm, the tendency within us, causes. Okay, anxieties, irritability, fearfulness, generally sensitive or overwhelmed nervous system. You easily get frightened, easily get overwhelmed. You have a little bit of work, you have your boss says, hey, you need to complete this today or this week, right? Small task, but you easily get overwhelmed. Now that is a psoric miasm, my friends. So if you have these sort of any of observations, you better inform to your homeopath, right? If you think whatever we discussed psoric miasm today, you have that picture, right? You just make sure when you present yourself to your homeopath, your practitioner, the better you inform your practitioner about these tendencies, of course your practitioner will do a great job in eliciting from you any of these pictures. That's why they take a lot of time in homeopathy, right? They have to find out all the details, everything, not only characteristics, totality of signs and symptoms. You have to look at miasms as well, deeper tendencies, right? It will happen over a few consultations, need not first or second consultation. Also, what sort of responses you are getting from the medicines they have given you, that will inform them, they will understand, right? And also because of your understanding, you are watching Dr. J Vibes channel, you are developing all this understanding about homeopathy, characteristic symptoms, right? Rare, strange, peculiar, uncommon symptoms, totality of signs and symptoms, mind generals, physical generals, etiology, causations. We have discussed quite a few topics already, right? And because of all this understanding, you will do a great job with your practitioner, right? They will be able to help you far better way. Okay? So let's look at general characteristics from Psora. Extreme sensitivity, as we discussed earlier, very extreme sensitivity to environmental factors, cold weather, heat, particularly because of poor circulation. Your circulatory system is very poor, low blood pressure. So one of the manifestations, because remember, it's under function, everything is under function, lower function in psoric miasm. So anything you feel, oh, I am feeling dull, lazy, my digestion is slow, or my breathing I have slowed down, or whatever, anything to do with slowing down, under function, you are getting some idea, right? Under function, it is psoric miasm, psoric miasmatic trait. Your homeopathy doctor can do a great job when he understands, besides all the symptomatology, he understands you have psoric miasmatic tendency. Believe me, everyone will have psoric tendency, right? And there are few other miasms. So combination of all this, by understanding, your practitioner able to prescribe you not only a similimum based on present symptomatology, but your bodily tendencies, your miasms, your deeper tendencies. They give you intercurrently a deeper medicine, so that the improvement will be, prognosis will be faster and far better. Okay, my friends? So extreme sensitivity to environmental factors, right? Cold and hot weather, and a tendency to feel chilly. Always you need more clothing even in the hot weather, maybe, right? You are so chilly because your body functions are under function, lower function. Your temperature is low in general, right? Everything low, right? Under circulation, under temperature, under function, everything in psoric miasm, right? So one of the important features of psoric tendency, psoric miasm, as it is said, is that if suppressed by topical treatments, itch is important in psora, right? The very first symptom, skin. But if you are suppressing that with some topical ointments, it doesn't mean they are bad. They are not at all. They could be just a lubricant or soothing and relieving itchy feeling or burning feeling, whatever. But sometimes inappropriate treatments, topical applications, skin symptoms are suppressed. Remember, skin is the protective for internal organs, we mentioned little earlier. But now, because we are suppressing, that may lead to more serious, deeper, chronic internal diseases. That's the thing, right? So sometimes when your homeopath gives a medicine, you say, hey doc, when I was in primary school, high school, I used to have this eczema or whatever, now it is coming again. What's going on? Actually, that is a good news in homeopathy, right? You went to see them for serious problem. Now that problem is getting relief, but your skin problem is coming back. Because here it shows the reasoning that skin problem is not totally gone, it's only disappeared, it was suppressed. Now you develop deeper internal problems, whatever. I don't want to name the names because it may unnecessarily mislead or misguide, But any number of chronic diseases, deeper problems, when you are treating homeopathically, correct way, sometimes your superficial problems like skin problem may come back, which is a great news for you. Your the serious problem is now better, you are getting result, skin problem is coming out, it will go away. And your physician, your practitioner can facilitate maybe some anti-psoric medications or whatever the symptomatology demands. Homeopathy is based on symptoms. That's all, right? Characteristic, peculiar, uncommon, rare, strange, right? We discussed that stuff, right? So depending on what sort of those symptoms your skin problem is presenting, they will select a medicine and that will go away, that skin condition go away. Now you gotten rid of serious internal problem, now skin problem is coming out and it is also going away. You are healing inside out completely, right? So it is called natural progression, inside out. When it is going deeper and deeper and serious stages, it is going outside to inside. That was the progression of disease, right? But when you are getting relief from deeper internal, it is coming out and slowly it is disappearing. So that is a natural progression from deep inside to outside, right? So Psora is described as the underlying fostering soil. Like a soil, you have fertile, nice soil, you put some seeds, all the little seedlings, right? The plantation is coming up, right? Now when you have psoric soil ready-made, built in your system from ancient our forefathers, it is coming through generations, right? As per genetics, modern understanding, we can see that. Now what happens? So Psora, to conclude today's topic, they say it is a fostering soil for numerous chronic conditions, chronic diseases. Psora can lead because soil is ready, right? Often passed down through generations, my friend. So friends, that was a little longer than what I actually imagined, because these are a little deeper subjects, miasms. So, but that gives you very good understanding of miasms, our bodily tendencies, the first miasm, psoric miasm. We will retouch this again and again and again, and we'll various topics we discuss, we have to touch back these subjects. You develop, as you listen to these subjects again and again and again, these topics, you will develop a comprehensive, very good understanding. The whole idea is when you see your homeopath for your problem, you already have a very good understanding of characteristic symptoms, totality of signs and symptoms, right? Miasms, right? Etiology, etiological factors, and various other topics we are going to discuss. With this understanding, you will get far better help from your physician. My friends, again, please, if you think these videos are helpful and good, I do inspirational videos twice a week, homeopathy in the weekends. Please subscribe to the channel and support me by liking, sharing, commenting on these videos. Say something what you understood so far about homeopathy, or ask me a question. If you have any doubt, ask me. I can't give any personal treatment. That's beyond the scope of these videos, but I give general understanding, right? And as well, if you have any particular interest topics you want to know about in homeopathy, you can ask me, right? I can present some information, some understanding, some help for you, but you still have to see your local doctor, my friend, right, for treatment. But you develop some great awareness, understanding, some knowledge about this homeopathic system of medicine, so that you will be able to present yourself to your practitioner, your local practitioner, far better way. Okay, my friends, please subscribe. We will see you again on inspirational video early this week, coming week. Bye for now.